Look, y'all, I'm gonna be real. I'm not a super Castlevania fan at all. I think I played about 2 games, but if you think that shit's gonna stop me from watching this shit, then you got me all the way fucked up. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews TV Data Netflix Pick. We got a series review today. We're gonna talk about the brand new series that just fucking dropped based off of a legendary video game franchise that's been around since before I was born. They've been in the game a long fucking time. They old as fuck, over 30 games in the tank, but goddamn it, they still chugging along, and now they got some TV time with the homies over at Netflix. We talking about the one, the only Castlevania. Now, for those who don't know, Castlevania is a long-standing video game franchise that centers around a motherfucker who goes around killing vampires and demons and shit. It's a lot to it. I ain't gonna get too deep into it, plus I'm gonna kind of explain it in this shit. But this show is actually a mature, animated representation of the video game franchise, and now we're gonna see if Castlevania does just as good as a series as it does a video game, or if it's something they should have fucking left alone because they're just trying to milk a franchise, and basically nobody playing Castlevania like that anyway. Are they? I don't know. I got the 2 games. I played Lord of Shadows, which is pretty damn dope, and then I played 3, which I quit on because I was like 6 and I didn't give a fuck because, you know, I had better shit to do. Not really. I wasn't doing shit at 6. What was I doing at 6? I don't know. Let's talk about this fucking series. Talk about the shit. So here's the breakdown of the series. First and foremost, if you've never played Castlevania, then you won't know shit about this fucking game or show going into it. But basically, a quick synopsis is it's centered around vampires, like I said, and a motherfucker specifically who goes around hunting down vampires to save the goddamn day. In a nutshell. But the show starts off centered around Dracula and his distaste for people who ain't vampires. He pretty much hates anybody on Earth who ain't a vampire because he thinks people are fucking a waste of time, a waste of space. They all fuck up, they ain't shit, and he just wants to suck all their blood and leave them rotting and dead in the goddamn streets. That's what the fuck Dracula want to do, but all that shit gets fucked up because some chick named Lisa shows up to his house and she puts it on him. He falls in love, he wipes her up, and then pretty much he's like, you know what, forget the whole killing everybody thing. I think I'm good. I like this whole married life shit. Shit's nice right now. Y'all saved. Thank Lisa for that shit. And everything's all good and well till something happens to Lisa. I won't say what, but basically some crazy religious motherfuckers are the cause of it, and Dracula wasn't happy about that shit, so now everybody's getting fucked up on site. That's the problem. So now Dracula is pretty much unleashed a complete horde of demon-infested hell on the entire country of Wallachia, I think, or Wallachia, Wallaby, whatever the fuck it is. They fucked up, and they fucked up real bad. Because that whole fucking area, the whole fucking country, at nighttime, it's all hell to the all hell. And that's where the protagonist of the show, Trevor Belmont, comes in. He's pretty much one of the most popular characters in Castlevania. He's pretty much that dude for the most part. And he is in this show, and he is shown being as, like, you know, this dude who knows what's going on, but he really don't give a fuck because his family, the Belmont family, was actually a family that was known to take down Dracula and his homies when shit got rough. But the church and the bishops there are pretty much not fucking with the Belmont family. They're like, yo, y'all do that black magic, crazy, mystical shit that we don't understand or get, so fuck y'all. We don't need y'all. God got us. We gonna take care of the shit ourselves. And they're like, okay, we gonna see. But after a few run-ins with some other people, Trevor ends up getting himself in a situation where he has to start actually fucking helping people and get this shit under control. Because even though the whole town, well, not the whole town, because most of the town don't know, they're getting manipulated by the church, but the church don't want them to help or do what they gotta do to take out the fucking demons and shit. Trevor gotta do his damn thing and let them know, yo, I'm fucking Trevor, I got the sword and the whip, and it's goddamn time to start handling some fucking business around here all day, every day. And that's the basic setup of the show in a nutshell. So here's the thing, is the show good? And I gotta say, y'all, the show is pretty goddamn good on a lot of fucking levels. First off, let's talk about the animation. Animation on here is fucking beautiful. It is on point. It's got this real Japanese anime style to it. I really like it. It reminds me of a sort of like a Trigun or a Cowboy Bebop, or more recently, the way that they did Boondocks and Black Dynamite, if you want to look at something from, like, you know, recently. It's really, really cool how it's animated. It looks gorgeous. It's dark. It's grim, but it's also very just, it pops off the screen and it really just gets you invested, and it's done so well. The attention to detail is great on here, and I love the animation on here, it fits the show and the theme so well. And then when it comes to the actual writing and the voice acting on here, it's on point. I love the writing on here. It's very clever, it's very mature, it works very well with the characters. It's got funny moments in here, they got wise words in here, and it just guides the story along so goddamn well. It's just really, really great. The voice acting, I don't know who did it, the talent on here, I looked it up. IMDb the shit because I ain't recognize none of the motherfuckers, but all of them did a good fucking job, especially the character who plays Trevor. He does a phenomenal job voicing Trevor. And I love Trevor's sort of like smart ass, witty, way of talking and saying things to people, but at the same time, he's very, very just, knowledgeable, and he has the complete sense of what's going on around him, and he knows how to fucking handle the situation perfectly, which is really dope. And there's a lot of other great voice acting on here all around the board, and it just sounds and looks so fucking good with the goddamn animation on top of that shit. And then on top of all of that shit, you got the action scenes on here, which are impeccably done. First of all, this is a TVMA show. It's mature. They be saying fuck and shit, and they be like, doing a lot of crazy shit in here, like slicing motherfuckers' limbs off, and a lot of body parts be showing, and guts and blood and ass. I don't know about ass. I don't know, but probably there too. A lot of shit is gruesome in here. It's gory. It's real. They don't fucking hold shit back on here, and I love that. And another cool thing is that they have inclusion of a lot of main characters from the Castlevania games. I think mostly Castlevania 3, if I'm not mistaken. They have a lot of characters in there. I'm not going to say who the characters are. I'll let it be a surprise for y'all, especially for the fans who haven't seen the show yet. But it is really dope how they introduce these characters and what role that they play in the actual show. And the only thing about the show is that it's actually very, very short. It's only 4 episodes in the season, and they're only about 25 minutes, a little bit under 25 minutes per episode. So it's not a long show. You can watch the whole thing in about 2 hours. And I think they got renewed actually the same day for another 8 episodes, which I think is going to drop probably sometime early next year, if I'm not mistaken, which is really dope because the show is really great. I love how they just tell the story, how they set everything up. I like how it ends and how it can lead into the second season, or how it will lead into the second season. And I just love everything about the show. I was really, really into it from the moment I started watching it. And you just something, like I said, you do not have to be a fan of Castlevania or the series to get into this. It's just like you're watching a really dope anime that just so happens to be put on Netflix and is linked to a video game franchise that's 30 years old, but it translates so well on the screen, it really doesn't matter because it's just good in general. It's just a good, well put together show, and I cannot wait for the next season. I'm hyped. I love this shit. I'm gonna have to probably watch it again because there's a lot of dope shit up in here, and it's just something that I think anybody who enjoys anime in general would like. But if you are a fan of Castlevania, I think you're gonna like it even more with the characters and how they just translate the story from the game. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Castlevania is a super dope series that really translates the video game well. Probably not to the T because, I'm not too much into the video game. 2 games, 1.5. All I'm saying is that the animation on here is fucking great. It's beautiful. Voice acting is on point. The writing is great. The fucking fight scenes are great. The story is good. And even though the show is very, very short, 4 episodes, 24 minutes each episode, it gets a lot told and it gets the story really going from the start to the finish, and it builds up really nice for the second season of what's gonna happen. So I can't wait for that shit. And I think anybody who's a fan of Castlevania should watch this. Anybody who's a fan of mature anime should watch this, and it's just a really dope show. And good job for Netflix putting this out because they know what they fucking doing. They got another W. God damn it, y'all becoming undefeated, goddammit. Y'all is on a goddamn roll. So all I gotta say is that for me, Castlevania, the series, is 100% Granddad approved. Definitely go check it out. It's out right now. 4 episodes. Binge watch the shit. It's only 2 hours of your life. Get some snacks. Get yourself situated because you will enjoy this shit. There's a lot of dope shit about this show. I love this joint. I can't wait for the next season. I'm just going to keep hyping this shit up because it's fucking dope. But I got nothing more to say. Castlevania, the series, is Granddad approved. So go watch the shit. And then go kill you a couple vampires. It's not called Buffy. She probably ain't doing shit. Her show's been over, goddammit. Maybe she should be up in this. Season 2, get Buffy the Vampire Slayer 2. It's like probably a cross counter, whatever the fuck, that crossover. I don't fucking know. I'm going to just stop talking. Flip it. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Castlevania, the series, and the game, but mostly the series if you've seen this shit. If not, it's out right now on Netflix. Only 4 episodes, half hour long, about 2 hours out of your life. You got the time. Go ahead and check it out, especially if you're a fan of this shit or anime. You will like it. It's dope. It's written well. It looks good. action's on point, and goddamn it, it's just a good fucking show. Why not try something new in your life? You might like it, because I love this shit and I really fuck with it. Can't wait for season 2. Previous videos on the side as well as my latest single. Check that out. Show us some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram. Links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen. Button below. Woolly Reviews twice a week, as well as the gaming channel, CD case studies, indie spotlight. All that info is below. So check that out. And I ain't got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave, Granddaughter, Castlevania, the series, it's a good fucking show. Go watch this shit right now. I'm not gonna play any more games from this though, just letting y'all know. But I mean, I'll look at the case and I might look at the back of it and shit and act like I might buy it, but I'm not. But I'm gonna watch this shit. So that's my support. I'm out of here.